was like. I did some independent films with Master P, and a lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious, I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
We ain't beefing. I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. And our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more. So I'ma be breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
You've been lied to. You've been told that the enemy stands beside you. Your neighbor is your rival. That's what they use to divide you. But I ain't beefing with nobody that got the same problems I do. Don't always work, but I try to. I can be prideful when I often lose my cool, but I choose to commit to being better so we can eat together. Cause compared to black lives, our beef don't really matter. The day of us fighting each other is over. Wish they love my folks like they loving my culture. But we ain't even pressed, I ain't even gon' hold ya. We don't need your stamp, we co-signing our own stuff. Don't need permission, you dealing with grown-ups. And our ancestors, they told us you owe us. So we here to collect, make the check out the black crowd and no one.
You ain't beefing. I don't want no smoke. There ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope.
One more time.
And our people need us.
Sing it. Oh, y'all know the words. We play the song every day. Good.
We lost some folks and we can't lose no more.
That's Black Lives Matter Plaza right there by Steve Roy and Alfred Blackpool Duncan. Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go live with Lamont King. I appreciate y'all. Let's go. Good to see y'all. We made it, man. Another day. We back at it. Who'd have thought? Could have gone the other way, but it went this way. So be glad in it. This is a day that he made. Be glad in it. Something like that. It goes like that. You could have been anywhere, but you're here with us. Appreciate y'all. Every Monday to Friday, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's Go Live is what we do here. Broadcasting live from Tiny Closet Studios, home of Tiny Closet content. We appreciate you. This is the nerve center of operations for all the Tiny Closet. Shout out to our executive producer on deck right now, Mr. Clarkson. Say hi to him in the chat. And to you and yours. Shout out to our newest viewers in Montana on the check-in. We just got a thumbs up on the check-in. Thumbs up on the check-in if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, even the Humor Mill app. Montana just let me know they was tuning in to the show, and that's a big deal. So, housekeeping. Download the app, Humor Mill app. You can watch the show live in the app. You click on Live Comedy TV, D.L. Hughley's face. See the whole program. Also, this program is completely supported by viewers like you. So we're taking like $1 a show. If you just want to throw $1 at us, a Lucy, a single, Cash App, $ Lamont King 06. For those who are more scrupulous with your funds and not technologically savvy, join us at Patreon and become a patron, man. Get all my content, all of it, every last bit, unfiltered, unadulterated. Unadulterated. We got some new sponsors from yesterday. Let's see here. Appreciate everybody that joined in after the show yesterday and sent funds. Quick commercial. You too can get a PSA. You too can get a PSA. There's two of them actually. Where they go? Hold on. Stand by. It's a live show. Don't trip. You too for the low. Okay, 5-star real estate. Shout out to 5 Star Real Estate. Let me put the number up there for y'all. 5 Star Real Estate. Just walked in. We got traffic out here. 5 Star Real Estate, and the number is 301-500-0655 for all your real estate needs, and 5 Star Real Estate on Facebook. So 5 Star Real Estate, they're one of our newest partners. Let's see here. They sent some funds, so it's all good. And I'll take that off. You can just watch the playback when it comes on YouTube, and you can get the information from there. 5 Star Real Estate on Facebook. And also another donor, Raul Rubio, block captain out of Brooklyn, New York. Also, here's the story. Here's the information that I didn't give the full information the other day when they sponsored Monday's program. So here it is. Raul's wife, Stacy, was recovering from organ failure, and she needed 6 units of blood and plasma. She lost that battle. Raul has been donating blood platelets for years, and most recently, convalescent plasma to help with COVID recovery. This PSA is asking, if you are healthy and you want to do something to make a difference in someone's life, help provide the treatment that may save some lives. Support your local blood bank. Definitely. Outstanding. All right, so feel free to DM me, man, and let me know if also our other sponsor. Let me know if you want to become a sponsor, a partner in the program. Let's go live. All right, here we go. Drunken Fruit. Visit the site, drunkenfruit.com, man. Longtime partner with us. Great products, black owned and operated. Do that. Check them out. All right, we got a lot to talk about today on the show, man. Got some special guests on deck. The Big Zoe Talks, he's coming back. I believe comedian Eddie Bryan is stopping through. We got Roland Martin on deck because we ran out of time the other day. But I'm gonna just get right to it, man. We're gonna hold the headlines for a minute. And this brother right here is an honor and a pleasure for him to be on the show today. I appreciate. I reached out. I'm watching all his moves on social media, and he's continuing to do it. He's been doing it for years and continues to do it. Got some new stuff out. You may have remembered him most recently, Seriously Ignorant News on the Tom Joyner Morning Show. And please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Damon Williams out of Chicago.
There we go.
What's good, fam?
What's up, man?
Oh, man, everything cool. Y'all got sun out there? It's raining like a big
Yeah,
dog.
man.
Out.
We nice and sunny right now.
Yeah, how you pull that off? You eating? I catch you at a bad time.
No, we are just chilling out in the back, man. Me and my wife been quarantining, continuously, except when I dip out to do my thing. So
Yeah.
this is the first time I did an outdoor interview like this. I felt like I ain't feel like going in the house.
Nah, it's good light, man. The skin is popping, man. You don't look a day over 47, champ.
A day over 47.
That's that good outdoor light skin. How you been, man? What's good with you? I see, you talk about you leave the house when you do your thing, man. I see you like back at it in a major way. I see the Riddle situation is jumping. Like you back on stage and in the mix. Talk a little bit about that and how it is back on stage and in front of people.
Well, we testing the waters, man. Here in Chicago, we're in phase 4, but the people wilding and doing too much, so they might, reverse us back. But right now we can have 50 people in a club as long as it's socially spaced. And so we got Riddle's Comedy Club back up and running. For the meantime, I've been using like my Chi-Town comics because there's plenty of us still here. Actually, next weekend I'm gonna let Sean Larkins come through and do his thing. But we've been having fun with it, man. It's just good to be back, amongst people. Even though there's certain people that don't understand that I've been in the house since March. So if I got my mask on and I don't want to hug you and I don't want to dap or take a picture, I'm serious about that. Step up. And some people, oh man, that shit, man, I ain't got that shit. Come here,
Yeah, right.
Some of them is gangsters,
Nah,
I couldn't.
yeah.
I still had to let him do it. One little gangster Rick, he grabbed me up, put me in the headlock. I just had to take it.
Yeah. Muscles all on your forehead. Too much. What is it like in the actual, because I haven't been on stage. So when you get there, is the energy different? Is it the same? Is it weird not seeing people mouth move when they laugh because they got the mask on? Like how is that?
Well, some once they're seated and they're close to their own people, they can remove the mask if they so choose to.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they're 6 feet from each other group. So if you brought your own little cluster of Rona, y'all keep within yourself and Ronanize yourselves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but it's
Cold,
kind of weird
cold run.
because first of all, my goal is to not do any of my material pre-Rona. So I've been doing, everything that I've written during the pandemic or what I've lived through and such. But every once in a while, you need one of them guaranteed bits to hit. So I'll pull one out, but it's be off, man. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forget part of the punchline or the order of the jokes. So I haven't been doing much of that. But it's still better than doing it, online and on Instagram and such.
Yeah, I talk. It's funny that you said that because I talked to quite a few comics that have said the same thing. It's like the stuff pre-Rona, you really just can't do it no more. Like it almost it don't sound right. It's hard to go get it. Mentally, it's hard to like go be like, let me dig that one up because it's a whole different environment now, and it's almost
Yeah, there's no feedback.
yeah,
It's like it's basically like doing radio. If you're a radio comic or somebody that knows broadcast, then you don't have to rely upon that instantaneous feedback. But you still have at least somebody in the room, unless you like doing night moves by your damn self. So you need that feedback. So what happens is a delay too. So you might have comments coming through, but they way off, so it's throwing your timing off because you're trying to peak and make sure people laugh. And it's a weird time, but you got to figure it out. It is where we are, and the creativity and the craft still has to go
now you
forward.
talked about Chicago and how you might have to go back under shutdown. Do you think comedy clubs will ever go back to full capacity anywhere?
You say if we have to go back, so I'm having trouble
Do you,
hearing you,
do
but
you,
I'm
do you
trying to.
think comedy clubs will ever go back to like full capacity ever?
Oh yeah, and they don't give a damn right
Yeah,
now. The improv
yeah,
in Texas, Arlington Improv, I understand Gary Owen, and I know they're not coming to work for 50 people. So I think if you have a big enough club, and even if you're a limited capacity, and then it's a matter of personal choice of what people are willing to risk for what they want to do. Some people are at the point where they like, look, we stayed in 3, 4 months, we got to live at some point, and if you're not in that age group that's vulnerable, then the Rona might not kill you, it just might be an inconvenience.
right.
It's some people that feel that. And I feel like since now they're saying it's the 18 to 29-year-olds, all the old heads and already circulated it, so now it's they turn. They out here with the YOLO and shit, and that's why they catching it. So, but then, like I said, it still depends on the severity of it. Some people, it can be a very traumatic situation. I lost my aunt to this situation due to
Mm.
her underlying issues, but my mother and my brother, the host of the show, Jay Deep, they all recovered. Bald head comedian from Chicago, they all recovered. So, you know, anything can get you. And we live in Chicago, so a sneeze is one of our worst fears or less fears because there's a whole bunch of other things going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And sorry to hear that about your aunt. Does that make it any more challenging to make jokes on stage about COVID?
You say, does it make it more challenging?
Yeah, does it if knowing that your aunt you lost somebody to it, does that make it more difficult to write jokes about it?
No, in life, man, you got to keep living. Regardless of circumstances. In this game, especially, we are, the purveyors of hope and happiness, even in the darkest times. So it's our job to take tragedy and make comedy of it. And I could actually do that, but I haven't to this point in that particular circumstance. But that's what we're here for, man. To bring light to the dark.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now let's talk a quick minute about Chicago, man, and what's really happening out there because I hate to be opinionated on some place where I don't live, and I hate to see other people have opinions on things where they don't live. Like what's really going on out there? Is this a new problem or is it an old problem that's just brought to the surface by the quarantine?
You say it's an old problem, a new problem here in Chicago?
Yeah, yeah. As far as the violence is concerned,
Oh, the situation, and let me explain this. First of all, it's violence in every impoverished community. It's crime and
right?
violence everywhere. We just happen to be in the lead in the news. But in Chicago specifically, it's personal. It's interpersonal conflicts. It's not like you walk down the block and somebody just shoot at you in Chicago. These cats have had beefs back and forth, and now it's retaliatory. Unfortunately, they're not marksmen, so you get children hit and stray bullets go around. Not saying that they should be, proficient at shooting each other. We would hope that they could stop it, but I believe that it's going to take on the ground personal interaction and conflict resolution to stop the violence. And it's like a cycle of retaliation. So sending in 150 troops from Trump is not going to stop the violence. On 4th of July weekend, they added an additional 1,200 cops right in the hot spots where the violence typically happens. We still had 80 or 90 shootings and multiple deaths because they can't prevent it and they can't police it. And the problem is systemic, and it's going to take a generation, I believe, to clear this up. And we have to attack the very young people now to keep them from resorting to this violence when they get to that age.
Now, I don't want to dwell on it too much, but you're there. You're from there. Can you hear me?
Not at
Oh,
all,
man.
dog. I can hear you, but I don't know. Like, I've been turning up all my volume.
Yeah. Okay. Let me turn this up a little bit.
Maybe it's just my bootleg phone.
Okay, you got all your G's on? Is you 4G in it? You 5G in it? What you G in at?
I don't know, man. Yeah, my phone might have a Rona from the 5G.
Yeah. No, I was saying is I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but I just wanted to, somebody that's there, that's from there, because we all get a different story from the outside. But do you think it's just quote unquote these interpersonal actions that's causing the violence, or do you think there's outside elements?
Well, there's been rumor and talk of circumstances where there have been boxes and crates of guns left in alleys on the west side and the south side communities. So it might be, assisted by it, but you still got to have a shooter. You got to have somebody pulling that trigger. And a lot of the things that's been happening, once they do catch the culprits, if they are the true culprits, because Chicago will frame you. It's a lot of that going on back in the day. We know what it is. Like, I know for a fact some cats around my mother's neighborhood got shot, and I know for a fact that 3 or 4 of them got taken out after that. You know what I'm saying? Because of what they did. And I know this is how that happened. And I ain't going no deeper into it, but a lot of times it's just that. And, of course, if we look at the whole violence and our whole climate of poverty and crime, the lack of opportunity, no vocation, no father figures, and no structure, then you fuel that in a society that's driven to have, capitalist desires and materialistic desires, and then you don't have the means to get material. So if this guy's standing in the way of you getting your rams and your situation, then that guy got to go because we hustling over here. So it's a bigger thing than just gang banging. It's much deeper, but it's still interpersonal, and it's not like random wild west people out shooting. It's just unfortunate that the civilians get caught up in the situation.
All right, let's get off of that. Let's get back to the funny right here on Let's Go Live. I got Damon Williams, man, legendary Chicago comic. You got a project out. I'm watching your clips from your new show on an all-black streaming platform. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, the funny thing, and I'm leaning in so people don't understand. I'm leaning in to hear you better, and it's weird, but we making it work. You say all black and it's urban flick, so that immediately says or connotates black Netflix is what people would say. But urban flicks, their tagline is redefining urban. So it's a multicultural situation with casting of their shows, their series, and their films. And my show is an example of that. We have 24 comedians, but we have comedians from all walks of life. We have multi-gendered, LGBTQ. We have Asian, Hispanic, white, and black. We have Russians. So it's a thing. The cool thing about it, though, and I think the difference in what's been out there, especially for urban comedy, is the sit-down interview. I get a chance to sit down and chop it up with each comedian as part of their set. And you get the backstory and what people have been through. One guy, Jose Raymond, his family migrated here illegally. He talks about that, and now they're legal. They end up going from Mexico to Watts, and then from Watts to Hawaii. And so he had quite a story just telling his whole evolution to become a comic. So I'm really proud of it. Urban Flicks TV. It's available free on Apple, so people don't have to pay. But it's also only $3.99 a month. But it is founded by an African American. His name is Herb Kimball. And it's one of our own. So in a situation like Nick Cannon, if I was to say something bogus, I ain't gonna get kicked off the network because Herb's got my back. Right. So we need more of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Urbanflix.tv. What's the name of the show?
Well, urbanflixtv.com. Yeah.
Oh, urbanflixtv.com. And what's the name of the show?
The show is Laugh Tonight with Damon Williams.
Laugh tonight. All right. Well, I appreciate that. Hey man, what do you miss the Tom Joyner experience? Because you did that for a long time, man.
Man, let me explain to you how much I missed the Tom Joyner experience. I grew up on Tom, and not just when he was syndicated. Tom got his major starts in Chicago. Then he started doing Chicago and Dallas. Then he went nationwide. So he's been part of my life since like third grade.
Mm,
But not having the radio show, like when the pandemic hit, for us not to have a trusted source of information that we can all relate and voice and basically fill off each other and vent through media with Tom would have been great. So now I just talk to Tom personally. He'll call me up because he's going through recovery from he had a stroke and everybody knows that, but he's in rehab and he's doing well. He's doing well. But
okay.
he'll call me up and just chop it up about what shows I'm watching online and what's happening on the latest episode of The Shy. So I personally still have, and we and my wife both still have Tom Joyner in our lives, but I think it's a void, and I think it's a shame. So that show was really phased out the way it was. I know this to Ricky Smiley because he's trying to carry the torch, but it's different because that was where Black America went for the voice of what was happening in our country and in our neighborhoods and in our communities politically. If you wanted to get behind a candidate, or if you wanted to go after a corporation that was showing discrimination or bias, we could call Tom. Tom jump on it. They come to the table. We kind of square that up. I don't think there's any other station right now or show that has that type of, mobilization and is a catalyst for our people.
Man. So when's your show? When's your show coming? That could be
My
it.
show is out. Oh, you mean my radio show?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a pursuit, man. It's just so tricky now because there's only like two or three conglomerates that control major media, and if you're not in their wheelhouse, then if they were going to give me a show and the people that I was in, they should have spun off. Me and Sybil should have had a show, and took it and carried the mantle. So it's just a matter of me making my profile higher to the point where I'm more viable, uh, doing that through social media and things like my television show, to get people to say, okay, this guy has a voice that people listen to and gravitate to, and then I'll present a show. I may try to do a weekend joint first, and go from there, like a countdown show or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. No, that'd be hot. That would be hot, man. And I'll let you go. We wrap it up. Damon Williams, Chicago's very own. Last time we talked on the Fantastic Voyage, the cruise, we talked about the fitness tape. You
I
need to
knew you were going to talk
you
about
need
that.
to drop that, and that's how you get that profile up. Because everybody looking at you like, damn, I seen him on TV for the last 32 years. How old is he? You know what I mean? How old is the nigga?
The last 32 years. Hey, I was just talking to my wife about that, and when I was telling her whose show I was doing, I said, Lamont, he's the one who's been trying to, urge us to do that couples fitness thing. So we, during the pandemic, just for fun, we were doing silly stuff, but we were working out a little bit. So I do think that's something that is in the cards for us, and I do appreciate you putting that spark in my mind, man, because I never forgot that. We just hadn't figured out the structure of it.
Yeah, well, we all
Look,
watch.
she over here. Where you at, baby?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, we out here, man. We away from it all. When things shut down, at first it was cold, so we did some kitchen upgrades and some home improvements. Now I came out here and I stained the deck and I got the little, blue collar above ground pool over there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
I put that back in order. So we back here kicking it like the Clampets, man. We getting it in.
yeah. What's the wildest thing that's happened since quarantine? Since you've been locked down, what's the wildest thing at the house?
What's the wildest thing that's happened since the quarantine? I mean, ain't been no wild things because we ain't been out. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
We really do. The wildest things happening around here is we got a dog. So right before everything shut down, my wife been talking about dogs all the time, and I was against it. I'm like, I don't want no dogs, the upkeep, we travel too much, all that. Well, they shut all that down. So we got a dog. So it's this cute little Shih Tzu. And I was against it, but now the dog is my best friend. She jealous because the dog be all up on me, And that's been a really big shame. But I'm glad because it's given us somebody else to talk to when we was first.
There you go. There you go.
I look up and she's in there talking. I think she talked to me. She talked to the dog. In fact, she talked to the dog more than me. I started to put that damn dog out. But that's our new puppy, man. That's the wildest thing that's happened around our household.
That's what's up. Well, hey man, Damon, I appreciate you taking time out with us, man. Anytime you want to stop through, you're more than welcome. Next time, maybe we can get you and your son on and talk that talk. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we'll do that thing, man, and then we can talk social justice. I bring my son with me. He's an activist out here. Let Us Breathe Collective. Y'all look that up. And I just found out that he's going to be profiled in the September issue of the Vanity Fair for his social activism and community organizing. So I want to get that plug in for him and his sister. And I'm here, brother. I ain't doing nothing. You call me. We could do a weekly feature, Damon on the deck. However you want to
Hey,
go.
Damon on the deck. I like it. We're gonna build it. We build it. I appreciate you, Jack. I get with
It's
you.
always love, bro. Keep doing
All
your
right,
thing.
my man, Damon Williams, y'all. That's the big homie right there, the mentor. Mr. Clarkson said he got his Wikipedia got him listed at 87 years old. You ain't never lied. And him and his wife is just fit for no reason. Like for no reason. I ain't gonna lie. I swear it was 10 years ago. Eddie Bryant co-signed it. I swear I met him 10 years ago. And it was his birthday weekend. And he was like, man, I'm 52. And I was like, what? How? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But anyway. There we go. What y'all think about that? Damon on the deck. Thumbs up in the chat. Damon on the deck. Let us breathe collectively.com. I think it was. I'll find it for y'all and I'll put it. Follow me on social media and then I'll put it out there and then you'll be able to. Yeah. But Damon on the deck. That's cool. We'll do that. We'll do that weekly. Thumbs up in the chat if you're with it. All right. Good. All right. Let me see where my man is at. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I get some water. Oh, you're so sweet. Ooh, it's a showrunner right there. That's my showrunner. Let's see. Good to go. All right, yeah. And let me hit my other guy. We got a packed show, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we're doing. Let's go live. And also, let me give you out of Skype in case you want to jump in. Pretty soon, man, when we get this down packed. Hey, look, uninterrupted. I feel like LeBron's network, uninterrupted. We're going good, man. We got the chat popping. We had a crispy, clean, looking and sounding interview. There's been no buffering. There's no issues, knock on wood. If you want to jump on, Skype in. Let's Go Live is the account. We talk about the headlines. All right, let me make sure. It's a live show, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate all the new listeners and watchers now. Like, what is this? I know him. When y'all seen Damon, I know him. His face looked familiar. He was in all of it. That's what he does. All right, here we go. So no, this is water. You kidding me? At 6:30 in the evening on a random Wednesday? Yeah, it's water. So, yeah, we're gonna lay off Conye. The whole thing with Conye is interesting because I want to leave it and don't, certain things you don't want to give energy to, and you're like, all right, 24-hour, 48-hour news cycle, that's gonna be over in the next couple of days. But it's wild because it's not. So I'm thinking maybe he's gonna get press until the album drops on Friday. But there's so much that happened last night after the show. And then today, in the West household, man, incredible. Like not even understanding like where this is going. And whereas at first it was like shock value, and then second it was like, you're a clown, get out of here. And then third it was like, oh, but he's really sick. And then now today is like, hey, what the fuck is going on in that household? Like it's something's up, and it's more than they telling, and it's more than we think we know. So, like the divorce piece was brand new to me. That was brand new to me. I wasn't ready for that. But let me show you this real quick. I thought this was funny. Let me show you this real quick. This was funny to me. Every day. So I'm gonna do a new segment. We're gonna try it. Do a new segment like it's gonna be called What Was You Doing Though? So the caption right here. This is funny. I saw this Martha Stewart posing on Instagram, right? And the caption was, somebody come get Martha off the gram. And I thought this was so hilarious because when I seen it, I didn't believe I didn't believe it was her. And I was like, what in the Kellyanne Conway is going on with Martha Stewart? What in the Megan the Stewart is going on right here? And she flossing too. She like, when I built this pool 30 years ago, I never knew that I would get such use out of it. I'm like, what in the Hamptons is going on right here? Shout out to Martha Stewart. She took 60 years off in this one picture. And what's with the pouty lips? What are you doing, Martha? You're supposed to be in the kitchen. And that ain't even gender biased. You're supposed to be in the kitchen because that's what you do. Shout out to Martha Stewart for doing whatever it is she's doing right here. Martha the Stallion. I said it. She looks good to be 94. What in the world? All right, let's go live. You're on. Who's this?
It's Big Zoe, yo.
Big Zoe. What up with you? Round of applause for Big Zoe. That's how it happens, man. Y'all watching, and then next thing you know, we on live. That's how it goes, man. What's the good word, man?
I heard you talking about Martha. So she's 78 going on 79.
You always come with the facts. Yeah.
Giving you the pouty lips.
Yeah, the pouty lips. Like what? Like she's so sultry in a scary cougars kind of way. Like it's like, yeah, but no. Like creepy, but hey. You know what I mean?
But you remember when your parents used to tell you, watch out who you hang with because they might influence you?
Oh, wow. Yeah, true that.
So she was doing a show with Snoop, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Snoop was having fun with the pimp game for a little bit, right?
True that. True that.
Look at that picture. Look at that picture.
Wait a minute, you trying to say Snoop turned her out?
I didn't say it, but
did he put her on the stroll? Martha ain't on the stroll, is she? Man, he done flipped her.
You got people that got what's it called? The different preferences. What's it called? But you got it's when you but you really got a certain type and you
a fetish. Is that fetish?
Fetish
or fixation? Yeah.
Yeah, fetish. So you got some people got the old head fetish.
Mm.
That's a whole.
Well, that's fine, but she ain't in this picture. She look 49.
See,
like,
they got you.
Yeah, like what did you do? Like
they got you.
She's bored. I see a lot of bored on social media. That's what that is. She did time. This is what happens when you do time. When white women do time.
Ooh.
That's what that is.
But Martha not a Karen though.
She's not a Karen.
Nah.
She not. She went to jail for not snitching. So she, by definition, she's not. Yeah. By definition, yeah. She's not telling. Let me see. Let me put you up there. Hey Ed, check your email, Ed. Bring my man, comedian Eddie Bryan on. We're gonna. This is a panel. We about to get a panel going.
Yeah.
We're about to get this panel going. What's new, man? Anything?
Well, I really gotta ask you my question of the day. What I've been rumbling and stumbling, bumping into people, and everybody want to talk about it.
Okay.
Conye, like, he is, of course, we all know he's going through it. Of course, we all know he thought he should run for president. He thought he had enough power, influence, and money to really shoot a shot. But he was thinking this way, I'm assuming, off his meds.
Okay.
Now.
So I just mentioned that, but continue.
Okay, so doing that off his meds, my question to you is, can we be sympathetic for a billionaire who is super egotistical, but is off his meds?
And that's what we was going into yesterday. Well, and almost right before you called, that's where I was going. It was like it went so many places in such a short amount of time. Where first it was funny, then it was like then it was like pray for him, and then today it was like what the fuck? And it's like, do you give that with all this focus on mental health awareness? Just like I said yesterday, can he get a pass because he's an eccentric billionaire, or does he get more scrutiny because he's an eccentric billionaire?
Yes,
and that's a great question. Like which is it? Because I was prone to clown in the beginning because I feel like he's an opportunist, regardless of his mental state. I feel like he's an opportunist. 100. You can't schedule your outbursts. It don't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, people talk about, well, you don't understand the mental health industry, and I'm like, is the chemical imbalance considered a mental health issue? Is
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. And if you if you choose to be off your meds, do you get a pass?
That's what my
That's your
question for
question.
you.
That's your
That's my
question.
question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your answer?
Do you get a pass if you choose to be off your meds? That's a tough one. Because if the
And you're a
meds
billionaire, and you're a
and you're a
billionaire,
billionaire and you got
and you're
resources
egotistical,
and you got
and
resources.
and you fame. The fame is ridiculous.
Right. But you got resources. You got people around you who could insulate you, protect you, and hold you accountable.
100.
Well, then, with all that being said, then no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
That may
So
be
I'm gonna say-
harsh. That may be harsh, but no. What's your position?
I'm gonna say yes.
You
I'm
do
gonna say
get
yes
a
for me.
pass. Okay.
I'm gonna say yes for me, and I'm only gonna say yes because it's already been diagnosed that this dude is this way. I think the fame, I think the money, I think the power makes it worse. It makes it worse when you off the meds.
Right.
It makes it worse because
Right.
the evils and the demons are 10 times stronger for, compared to a civilian that's just working to pay their bills. This dude is paying grandchildren, great grandchildren bills.
All right. So if that's the case, why would you give him a pass?
Because the evils is the hurdle is that much higher.
But you know that. The people around you know that.
I do, but when you sick, you sick. We know that, right?
Yes, let's get that. Yeah, let's put that right there on the table.
When
Yeah,
you're sick, you're sick, right?
Right.
And some people don't think they sick because they like, you just can't see what I see. You just not, and some people can't communicate and articulate what they're seeing, what they're going through, and he's one of those. I think he almost got a little bit of Tourette's too. Because I've been around him and he kind of like something will just jump out of his mouth and it'll be like, what? Like, like what are you? And it's just like a little like, and it's like, and I've been around people who had Tourette's, but like, I don't think he's a great articulator. He thinks he's probably.
Oh, he thinks he's the greatest articulator.
The greatest.
Yeah.
I mean, he said he want to run for president.
Yeah.
You gotta really be able to communicate. So for him to think that much of himself, and a lot of times when you are unstable that way, you have no real understanding of where you are.
All right, so let me get this comment from the Peanut Gallery. Can't give a pass when off of the meds because you can hurt someone or yourself, no matter your status. Meds is a responsibility, and that's where I'm at with it because I feel like, all right, if you know that fame is a drug, you've done songs about it, you've lived it, and you know that medication is what keeps you grounded and balanced. You've done songs about it, you've lived it, and you know what happens when you're off your meds. You've done songs about it, you've lived it. Then you choosing to go off your meds is you don't get a pass for that.
Okay.
Unless it's doing detrimental harm. The dosage is painful. It puts you in a fog. The side effects you can't take, and you've expressed to your medical personnel that it's unbearable. That might be different, and that could be going on. But just willingly saying I'm going to go off of my meds and then show out in public because I know how I am when I'm not on my meds, you don't get a pass for that because there's so many young black boys, medicated or otherwise, who don't get the chance to be that way, who don't have the access to the resources that you may have. So no, you don't get a pass to me.
Okay. So, right there, I want to go.
Okay, bring it back.
He
Bring me
is
back.
Married to the Kardashian. He's not married to Kim Kardashian. He's married to the brand. By being married to her, you're marrying the brand, right?
Okay.
So when for him saying Get Out was about me, and we all saw it. We thought Get Out was Kanye. And for him to actually write it down and say, yeah, Get Out was about me. I know that now. I think the meds that I'm taking is being, infiltrated by them. They're getting to the people that is, hooking up my meds. He's like, they have some influence and control over me. I can't even be creative. I'm all over the place. And I think it has something to do with my meds. Not that I'm not taking the meds. So I'm not taking the meds because I think y'all playing with my meds.
All right.
And
So I didn't get none of that out of that. And so by him,
you didn't?
no, I didn't get none of that.
You heard what he called, Chris Kardashian?
Yeah. Chris Jong-un.
Jenner.
Yeah, Chris Jong-un.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's family strife. That's internal beef that he's bringing to the forefront because I guess he feels attacked and he thinks something's about to happen, so he wants to go on record. But all of that is attention whoring.
Or
that's attention whoring.
Trying to tell the people this is if something happened, this is what it is.
Sure. That's a whole nother layer. I wasn't even there yet. Yeah. But attention whoring. Let me ask you: is attention whoring mental illness?
No. That's just a need. You have a need because pretty much everybody on social media, they're either trying to get communication, just communication, or they're trying to watch the communication. Right, and a lot both. Yeah. So no, that's not mental.
We're on the line with the Big Zo Talks from one half of the Street Senators podcast, and we're talking Conye just briefly, just a brief touch on because the question of the day is relevant and it could go either way. So that's a good one. But somebody in the peanut gallery, they said, well, what about Trump? Does he get a pass?
Ooh. Now it depends. What do you call him? Do you say he has a mental illness?
If we can give that to Conye as untrained doctors in the public, we definitely can give it to the president. He can wear that tag all day long. He's bipolar. He's manic. He's narcissistic. He's what's some other ones I've read in a magazine, a home and garden magazine. He's early stage dementia. He's precognitive. He's something I've seen in the movie. He's senile, early stage onset senility. Like he is as well. So does he get a pass?
The difference is if he's been diagnosed publicly, we don't know that.
Right.
Publicly, we know if we go by reported facts.
Right.
Because I'm that's my new one.
Reported facts.
Reported facts. It's been reported that he has been diagnosed as multiple things. Trump, we don't know publicly what he's been diagnosed. So that would be us assuming, and we wouldn't be wrong for assuming that.
Right.
So it's hard to call that one. But yeah, from just what we see, something is wrong.
Right.
And it probably has a lot to do with everything you named.
The peanut gallery said he's neurotic, he's xenophobic, he's assholic. You know what I'm saying? He's asshole-like, rant-filled, delusional. I mean, the list could go on. It's funny. I don't know. Did you see him sit down with Chris Wallace?
No.
Now, Chris Wallace is no Mike Wallace. If you grew up watching 60 Minutes like I did, Mike Wallace is his dad. And Chris Wallace, I don't know, man. They sat down in the Rose Garden on Sundays and spoke for like 50 minutes. Exclusive interview that Trump granted him for Fox News. And Chris Wallace, you know, he went at him. He didn't pull no punches, but his voice was quivering and he seemed intimidated, which I thought was unfortunate because a lot of times Trump seemed to just roll over him. And whereas he could have offered more pushback and more fact checking, I think it was missing. I think we needed more. We needed more fact checking and more pushback. And one of the funny parts was about his cognitive test that he took. Did you see that part? Where Chris Wallace was like, "Well, you took the same test," because Trump is sitting there verbally calling Biden senile. He's saying he don't have it all. And so he was like, well, if y'all to take the head to head the cognitive test, who would pass? And he was like, well, I took it already. And he said, but he was like, did you see it? He was like, did you see it? The last 5 questions. I mean, they were crazy and I still answered them. And he was like, yeah, one of the questions was count backwards by 7 from 100. And he was like, Chris Wallace was like, well, can you do it? And he was like, listen, I don't want to, I took the test. I don't want to. And I was like, oh, you can't do it. You can't do it. 100. Let's try it. Let's all try it. Let's see how dumb we are. Count backwards from 100 by 7. All right, 100, 93, 86, 79, 71. That's all I need to do because I know I could get past him. That's it. That's the test. That's it.
Now you missed one.
What I miss? I just
It's
stopped it.
supposed to be 70. It's supposed to be 72.
Yeah, that's what I said. 72.
No, you said 71.
I know, but you supposed to let it go. We was keeping moving. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do it. I don't get a pass.
You don't get no.
I don't get no pass, which is unfortunate.
We're not gonna call that mental ill. We're just gonna say that's just not your thing.
And again, we're not making fun of mental illness, but
100%.
we're making fun of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So what else is going on out there, man? It's crazy.
I mean, Trump. You spoke about Trump. Where are we at? What are we doing? You know, Obama spoke with Joe Biden. Did you peep that?
Yeah. And
Okay.
everybody's talking. You know, Twitter it's amazing, social media, man. Because I always clown young people, but it's adults too. Famous ones. I saw somebody famous was like, "Can somebody explain to me if Barack Obama could run as Joe Biden's vice president?" And I was like, all you have to do, instead of hitting send, all you have to do is close that tab on whatever device you're using, open another tab, go to Google, type that in, and get your answer before you hit send on that tweet, on that basic civics level answer, ninth grade civics answer. That, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, we got the whole information, everything at our fingertips, and we don't know shit. But what was they talking about though?
I mean, well, we don't know. We don't know shit because we distracted, and we enjoy the distractions. We enjoy the distractions, so it's not really for us to seek too much that we're not already given. You know, so we're very comfortable with that. There are people who do it, and then they kind of get clowned when they talk about it because they're like, "Oh, here you go with that. No, I ain't trying to hear all that."
Right.
And then how many times can somebody hear that and say, "Okay, I guess I'm not going to talk about it with you."
Right.
But then that cuts off somebody from getting the information. You know, and that's what's great about shows like this because, of course, you know, you want to you think entertainment, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I want to joke and I want to really engage with you guys, but I do want to at least drop a jewel if I can.
Yeah, nugget or two.
Receive.
Yeah, nugget or two every once in a while.
Yeah, just you know, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. But big up to President Obama, like, you know, for jumping in. I think we needed him a little earlier. Some people feel very uncomfortable with Biden's potential pick, whether it's Kamala Harris or somebody that is not brown.
You know who he should pick, and I think that bombshell is coming soon. You know what the real bombshell would be? The real bombshell would be if Louisville, Kentucky's Attorney General was to arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor. That would be the bombshell. But the other bombshell on top, and I'm gonna say that once a day, and you'll never know when it's coming. The other bombshell is Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
Michelle Obama don't want to do it. She don't want to do it.
You think it's been asked?
Oh, 100 times. 100 times. Come on, you sure? You still not sure? You still don't want to do it?
Yeah.
I mean, because you know what I've heard from a lot of people say, well, why would Michelle do vice president? She could run for president.
Which is true. Which is very true.
So I think if she really wanted to do it, and if it wasn't about politics, she would have just did it.
In the illest made for TV movie, it's Michelle Obama. This is the ticket. Michelle Obama president, Joe Biden vice president. Here's why. Walk with me. Michelle Obama, landslide. There is no category of American citizen outside of complete and absolute fringe that doesn't at least like her.
Mm-hmm.
You get the white men. You get the gay white men.
Mm-hmm.
You get the white women. You get the black men. You get the black women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Landslide.
Mm-hmm.
In the words of my man from Battle Rap. Landslide. Calico. Landslide. right? And then step down.
Step down, like how?
6 months in. 6 months in. Walk away.
And
Walk away. Quick fix.
And what's the reason gonna be?
No, Biden's president. We know this is a tough sell in America right now. This Biden Trump ticket is a very tough, challenging sell.
Yeah.
It's not happy on either side. It's the best. If I'm in either party, it's like we're gonna rock with the best that we can get. We know that. Everybody knows this. Michelle Obama, landslide. It gets Biden in. She steps away 6 months later. She's in the history books. And then he's president. Basically, I'm saying he can't win on his own. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but even if they did do that, will voters feel bamboozled?
Don't they now? And every 4 years?
They should.
I still feel bamboozled from 2000 with the dimple chads. 2004. I still Al Gore. I still feel bamboozled.
Yeah.
And John Kerry.
Yeah.
And then 2016. I mean, the bamboozlement is going to happen. That's unavoidable.
Yeah. But I think if Michelle did that and walked away, she would lose some of her base. They would be, unless she had a reason that could work, that could fly, they would be disappointed.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because the first black woman president can't even do 1 year.
Okay.
Can't do a full term.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
You know what I'm saying? What's
I take
the
that back.
legacy behind that?
Yeah, I take that back. That wouldn't look good in the books.
Nah.
Yeah. That was selfish. That was me being selfish.
I got you though. But look, I gotta go get ready to punch out, man. You know, I'm not even on break.
Well,
I'm about to check out.
Well, thanks for checking in, man. We rapping anyway. That's the Big Zo Talks, ladies and gentlemen. I'll catch you on the flip from one half of the Street Senators podcast, dropping those daily nuggets, man. You know, headlines and such. And look at the time, man. Great show today, uninterrupted, amazing. Good to see our Peanut Gallery for hanging in there. All the newcomers, man. This is what the show is. It's everything you think it is, and like nothing you thought. Shout out to the new viewers and whatever. And again, let me pull this up. You can become a patron. Patreon, join my Patreon, all my original content all in one place. Cash App, send us a loose $1 or $2 if you want me to, you sponsoring the show and I'll read a PSA about your business. Send us a little guap and we'll talk about it. All right. At this time, as always, we like to leave on a high note, leave on a lesson, impart you with some wisdom from an elder, where we hear from our elder in a segment we like to call Hi Dad.
Happy everyday, brothers and sisters. This is Alpha Papa with today's reflections. Don't be fooled by the polls. Voter suppression. Votes not being counted. Mail-in votes not delivered. Foreign government trickery. Not enough polling booths in our neighborhoods. Polling sites closed down. And other roadblocks should not come as a surprise. Be prepared. Set up voting information trees where rides can be provided for those that do not have transportation. Vote early when possible. Register our youth. Walk them through the process if necessary. And make them aware of the importance of voting. Early, every vote counts. I read some statistics that show Walking Eagle won about 4 states in the last election by a slim margin because we did not vote. This cannot happen this November 2020. Start now and help others with a plan to go around the roadblocks that are set up and those that are sure to come. Stay safe, stay awake, stay healthy, and vote wisely. Peace and blessings. Alpha Papa signing off.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Alpha Papa. We learned yesterday what that meant. A word from our elder. John Watson says this show equals low expectations, high returns. Hey, every time, man, get your money's worth. Hey, to everybody that tuned in, I appreciate you. See you next time, every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. 7 Eastern time. All my guests, Damon Williams from Chicago, heavyweight icon in comedy, man. Check him out, urbanflixtv.com. His show Laugh Tonight, streaming for free on Apple TV. The Big Zoe Talks. Follow him on social media and follow me as well on social media. And we ran out of time again for rolling. Hey man, thanks for standing by. We'll try to get you on tomorrow. For everybody else, man, y'all be safe, take care of yourself, and don't do nothing crazy.
Man, I'm just working, man.
I know what my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P, and a lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious, I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.